So, I couldn't find a box big enough, but I found this old trunk downstairs. It's the one left over from the charity magic show a few years back. Remember from Father Chenille's act? Oh, anyway, I just heard on the radio that... Oh, right, sorry! I'm sorry. I forgot the bells I rung and we weren't allowed to talk.
Today hasn't been so bad, right? Only 3 times.
You know, when I lived in the orphanage, I always got in trouble for making too much noise.
George, you were an orphan?
I am?
Well, yes. George, you just said you were.
I did?
Yes, George, you said you grew up in an orphanage.
Oh, but I wasn't an orphan. You see, my dad was the groundskeeper and we lived on site of an all-girls orphanage. Which was an awfully nice place to grow up if you catch my meaning. And there was this one girl in particular. I never knew her name, but she would always stare at me out her window all the time. Even if I was just eating my lunch or reading, she would stare at me in my old monogram work shirt and she'd smile and, you know, I'd smile back and wave, you know, like this. And then she'd wave back, you know, like this. Oh, and then I would give her my old Valentino eyes, you know, like this. Oh, and then she... I'm sorry, sisters.
What is it that you wanted, George?
Wanted?
Yes, you know.
Oh, right, sorry. I just heard on the radio that we are expecting a heavy frost tonight.
Frost!
So soon?
We'll have to drop everything and harvest the grapes.
But what about the sewing? Mother Superior wants all these robes repaired and shipped out by tomorrow. We don't have time to pick all the grapes and finish the sewing.
Oh, well, then I can help with the grapes.
Oh.
I don't mind.
George, could you?
Sure. Well, I've already finished all my chores. Besides, if all those grapes go bad, y'all won't have any juice to make for the poor.
Glory be. Sister Philomena will just have to stop everything and go help George harvest the grapes. We'll come back here, rush through this sewing. George, we'll get our buckets and we'll meet you in the fields.
All right.
George, what is that in your pocket?
What? Oh, I almost forgot. Mother Superior got a message from Rome. It's marked Importante. I think that's Italian. I wonder what it means. Importante. Imported!
Important, George. It means important.
We'll see that she gets this right away.
Good. I'll meet you on the vineyard.
Orchard, George. Remember, Mother Superior doesn't like us to call it a vineyard.
Augusta, as soon as we finish picking those grapes, we're going to have to press and bottle all the... You know what? We don't have enough bottles, or space, or time.
What choice do we have? Our you-know-what is the only thing that's bringing money into the convent. Without it, the church would shut us down for good. Come on, Philomena. We have to go help George with that grape harvest. We can't let it go bad.
Let what go bad, sisters?
Oh, Mother Superior.
Let what go bad?
We didn't hear you come in.
No.
Let what go bad?
George, Mother Superior, we can't let George go bad.
What do you mean?
Well, we were just talking to him, and it seems George is treading the path of sin.
What sin, sister?
I saw him drinking alcohol.
Don't say that word, sister. You know how I despise that word.
Sorry, Mother Superior.
Now, George, lives here on the grounds. Where on earth could he get you know what?
Well, he sneaks into town at night, Mother Superior, and he buys those bottles of the Devil's Delight that seem to be so popular with the locals.
This is terrible. George has been our groundskeeper here for years, and he's never once given me a moment's worry. Oh, perhaps I should speak to him myself.
Oh,
No, Mother Superior, you can't.
No,
Why
no.
not?
Well, he doesn't know that you know, and it might embarrass him. He does look up to you so. It'll be much easier coming from Sister Philomena and me.
Perhaps you're right. But remember, you may counsel, but you may not preach. Change must come from within. And hurry back. We're expecting that new addition to our convent tonight, Sister Mary, sent to us from Rome by Cardinal Redding himself.
Yes, Mother Superior.
Oh, I see George has found a trunk to ship the robes off in. It's Father Chenille's old magic trunk. That man was the worst magician I have ever seen. The only thing he could make disappear was an audience. What's this?
Oh, George brought you a telegram, Mother.
Oh, from Rome. Don't dawdle, sisters. George needs salvation.
You lied to Mother Superior.
What choice did I have? We couldn't let her know that we were making Satan's mouthwash to save the convent.
But I've never told a lie in my life, much less to a holy mother.
Oh, a lot of help you were. You stood there with your mouth open.
I can't help it. I couldn't tell a lie even if I wanted to. Every time I try, all that comes out is, It's why I became a nun. At least here, my disability is an asset.
You could look less guilty.
Well, why did you lie to her in the first place? You should have just told her about the frost. She would think that we were picking the grapes for our juice.
I got flustered. It was the first thing that came into my mind. Now listen, Philomena, we have got to press those grapes tonight. If we don't, it'll be too late. You remember what happened the last time we waited?
Yet the mice came in and ate most of them.
Right. And so we didn't have enough grapes for both the juice and the Satan's mouthwash. So we had to make just juice. And we almost had to shut the doors. Now, you don't want that to happen again, do you?
Well, no, this convent is the only home I've ever known.
So, let's make a plan. Do we have any empty you-know-what bottles left?
No, we were going to sneak into town this week and sell them, remember?
It's after 6, so the store where we buy them is closed. Do we have any empty grape juice bottles left?
Oh, yes. We have at least a dozen and 2 full ones.
Okay, so this is what we'll do. We will fill the grape juice bottles with the you-know-what we press tonight.
Well, now the Superior serves grape juice from those bottles. She'll find out.
Nonsense. You said we still have 2 full bottles left, right? We'll just make sure we use those until tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll get our bottles and we'll put the you-know-what back into the you-know-what bottles. And then we'll fill the grape juice bottles with real grape juice.
I don't know. That seems awful risky.
Oh, what choice do we have? Now go get some buckets and meet me in the field.
All right.
Oh, merciful heavens, what are we going to do? Sister Augusta! Sister Philomena! It's mice. Oh, goodness gracious. What are we going to do? Rome has sent out a decree ordering that all insignificant convents be closed, and they're sending someone not of the church, to check out each and every convent and report back to Rome.
Why are you so worried, Mother? They can't possibly mean us.
Oh, no, we're entrusted with a sacred duty to the church.
How could we be considered inconsiderate?
Sisters, I have a confession to make. All these years, I have never told Rome how small an order we were. In fact, I've made it a point to disguise that fact. That's why you are trained to sew as fast as 20 nuns. And we don't make enough money to be considered significant. Oh, one look at us and Rome will close us down. We'll be forced to join the Sisters of Grueling Hard Labor.
Oh, no.
Sister Philomena, what are those buckets for?
Oh, they're for George, Mother. We're going to go and see George and go to his cabin, and if he has any of that devil drink, we're going to put it in the buckets, and then we're going to take the buckets and put them in the gutter.
Oh, good thinking, Sister Augusta. Keep up the good work. Fight the fight against Satan's toilet water at every turn. Now, you go take care of that poor lost soul while I figure out what to do about this spy.
Yes, Mother.
What are we going to do? I have to find a way to save this convent. Oh.
That was close. They almost saw us.
But they didn't. Jeez, Paul, you're as nervous as a marshmallow at a campout. Calm down.
Well, it's easy for you to say. You didn't spend 12 years in Catholic school. You have no idea what these nuns are like.
This
I
is
feel
just like
really uneasy about all this.
This is just like any other story we've been assigned.
Really? What other story required us to do an expose on nuns?
Well, somebody in this town has been making wine and they just won $500,000. Besides, it's only going to be an expose if these nuns are the ones actually making it.
Still, this doesn't feel right.
Listen, Paul, the chief promised whoever cracks this case a year's worth of front page stories. Front page, Paul! Do you have any idea what that can do for our careers?
I know. All right, let's just take a quick look around and get out of here. This place gives me the creeps. Never actually been in a convent before.
You just said you went to Catholic school.
Well, I did, but we never actually saw where those nuns lived. For all we knew, they were like bats and slept upside down in coat closets. Boy, I don't miss those days at all. Those nuns used to scare me to death. The way they would just stare and not say anything. You'd say anything, guilty or not, just to stop that staring. And there was this one nun at my high school. She gave me the willy so bad that I'd stutter. I couldn't get anything out. It was horrible.
Oh, don't you mean horrible?
That's not fun. Don't touch that! It's holy! The nuns repair and sew all of the robes for the church here. If the Pope rips a hem, he sends it here to get it fixed. These are very sacred things.
You know, it's actually not that bad here. It's like simple and kind of cozy. You know, I always thought we would have a place like this for our summer home. Little vineyard, a lot of quiet.
We would have if you didn't leave me at the altar.
Paul, you're not still sore, are you? Look, cracking that Dylan boy story got me noticed. I was the only reporter to cover it.
Because everybody else was at our wedding, waiting for you to show up.
Look, we both agreed that not getting married was the best thing to happen to our relationship.
I know, but it's just been difficult lately, okay? The chief assigning us the same stories and everything. I mean, he sure has a sadistic side.
Thanks a lot.
That's not what I meant. Listen, Sally, it can be difficult sometimes. I still care about you. A lot. say they can pattern, cut, and sew a robe in less than 5 minutes.
Not me. I flung Tomex so many times, they made me take a wood shop with the boys instead. Where is everyone anyway?
Oh, well, the chief said there were only 3 nuns here, and we just saw 2 walk outside.
Oh, I've
So that
got to think.
that must be Mother Superior. Quick, hide, she can't see us. Oh.
Hello?
Oh, hello. I'm Sal,
No need for introductions. I know who you are.
oh, you do?
Yes, I have a letter from Cardinal Redding. But
Oh.
sister, where are your wimple and your veil?
Oh, no, Mother Superior, no, I am not,
You must be from one of those more modern orders. Here you'll find us more traditional in our dress. I think this is what you'll be wearing here, sister.
I'm sorry, Mother Superior. You are mistaken. I am not,
Not what?
I am not that size.
Oh, well, there are many more gowns in the high holy closet. I'm sure you'll find one to fit, and if not, you can sew one quickly enough yourself.
Okay.
Now, I'll see to your room.
She thinks you're a nun.
I know! Isn't that wonderful?
Why didn't you correct her?
Are you kidding? She just handed me a golden opportunity. Zip me.
Sally, you just... Hold on. You just lied to a nun.
Well, I did not lie. I just didn't tell the truth, okay?
It's the same thing.
Look, if she wants me to be Sister Mary, then I will be Sister Mary. That way, I can meet the other nuns, gain their trust, and find out if there's any funny business going on around here.
But don't you know how many sins you'll be committing if you impersonate a nun?
Paul, the chief doesn't take either one of us seriously. Oh my God. Why else would he send us here? Do you actually think that there's a snowball's chance that these 3 nuns are making award-winning wine? Okay, fine. But if, by some miracle, they are, I want to be the reporter to blow the cover off the story. So, you can either join me or go back to writing about cakewalks at Shady Glen Retirement Home.
This is crazy. But I'm not gonna leave you here alone.
Sister Mary! Sister Mary, I almost forgot. One thing that we do here is to honor a period of silence each day. When the bells chime, you must remain silent and work in prayer and meditation. When they chime again, you may resume speaking.
Okay, what time does that happen, Mother Superior?
Oh, on high holy days, it could be 7 or 8 times, but on other days, just 2 or 3. We figure it's the least we can do for he who has sacrificed so much.
Who's that?
Him, dear.
There is a second floor to this building?
Jesus, dear.
Oh, yes, him.
What was the name of the order you transferred from?
Order?
Yes, dear.
The order. The order that I transferred from was the order of alphabetical.
The alphabetical order?
Oh, yes, we filed things.
I don't understand.
We worked closely with the numerical order.
Oh, well, I will go and help you get settled. Where are your bags?
Oh, I don't have any. That is to say that I gave everything away before I arrived. I take my vow of poverty very seriously, Mother Superior.
How charitable. But I see you kept this old plain coat.
That actually cost me $50. And I am saving it for a family in real need.
Well, then let me take it. There are orphanages in Rome that can use it.
Oh,
I'm sure you'll make an excellent addition to our convent, sister. Now, I'll leave you. I'm sure you want to spend some time in prayer and meditation.
yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
and breakfast is at 4:30. I'll see you then.
Oh, Mother Superior. 4:30, like, in the morning? That 4:30?
Horrible, isn't it? We're embarrassingly lazy around here.
We're getting out of here now.
Are you nuts?
We can't do this.
Oh, we cannot not do this.
This is ethically, morally, religiously wrong.
You know what your problem is, Pa Billings? You are too scared to go after the hard news. At the first sign of danger, you run.
That's not true.
Isn't it? You got the same tip I did about the Dillon boys, except you chose not to follow up on it.
I didn't follow up on it because we were getting married an hour later.
But I did. And that story is what won me a Pickering Award.
Fat lot of good that did you. You're still covering the same second-rate stories I am. Only instead of a husband to commiserate with, you've got a trophy. You didn't even try to reschedule the wedding.
I had no time. I had all those other leads I had to follow up on. I was running around like mad.
You weren't running around, Sally. You were running away. Just like you always do when somebody gets too close.
I do not.
You know what? Admit it. You're the one who's too scared. You don't want anyone to see the big, brave reporter let her guard down and admit that she's got feelings.
Feelings don't win you a Pickering. And they surely don't get you the front page.
No. But they do make you human.
Paul,
You know what? Let's just forget about it so we can do our job, so we can get out of here.
fine. Will you get my coat, please? It is in the trunk.
Mother Superior, she's arrived.
Hello.
Who are you? I'm Sal. Sister Mary.
But
Well, this is Sister Mary.
Sister Mary Catherine, which one are you?
Oh, excuse me?
Which Mary? I'm Mary Catherine and you're Mary...
Mary?
Sister Mary Mary.
Well, Bloody Mary was already taken. Oh, that's just a little joke.
Oh, I get it. Like the cocktail.
Yes.
Don't speak of you-know-what here. Mother Superior feels that drinking is one of the worst sins one could commit.
Oh, yes. She said it leads to a life of vice and sin. We aren't allowed to say that word. We have to say the devil's bathwater or Satan's hair tonic or you know what or, something like that.
Oh, I didn't know. Please forgive me.
So, Sister Augusta didn't know that you would be staying with us here as well, Sister Mary Mary.
Oh, yeah, I was sent here by, Cardinal, what's his name?
Reading?
Yes, Cardinal Redding.
Oh, what a coincidence. He's responsible for my being here as well.
Oh.
And what a coincidence, we've arrived on the same day. And we have almost the same name. You're not an orphan too, are you?
I can't say that I am, no.
Sister Mary Catherine, you're an orphan?
Yes. My entire family was killed in a terrible car accident outside of Paris. I was raised in an orphanage for girls. Every one of us became nuns. It was sort of expected, except one girl. She started a softball team.
Well, I'll go tell Mother Superior you've arrived.
Yes, and I'll prepare another room.
So, Sister Mary Catherine, how's nun life treating you?
Can you keep a secret, Sister Mary Mary?
You would be amazed.
Not really a nun. I mean, I'm training to be one, but I'm still a novice. Cardinal Redding has allowed me to come here until I finish up my training. They don't take novices at this order, so I'm pretending that I've already entered the sisterhood. Oh, I've been saddled with guilt ever since I arrived. Oh, please don't tell Mother Superior. They'll send me back if they find out. But I feel certain that the Sisters of Perpetual Sowing is my destiny.
Honey, I won't tell a soul. I mean, the way I see it, it's kind of like living with your boyfriend before you get married to him. Spiritually, I mean.
So, Sister Mary Mary, how long have you been a nun?
Oh, feels like such a short time, really. But I guess it's been since I was 9.
9? I've never heard of anyone that young being allowed to enter the sisterhood.
Oh, I was actually part of a program for especially pious kids. My brother became a priest when he was 7.
Oh, it must seem almost a burden to have so much goodness in you.
Oh, it's the cross I bear. Which is not to make light of the cross Jesus bore. I'm just gonna kneel and pray for a bit.
Sister Mary, we weren't expecting you.
Well, Cardinal Redding said he'd sent a letter. Perhaps it hasn't arrived yet.
Wasn't that the letter you got last week, Mother Superior?
Well, Sister Augusta, would you show Sister Mary Catherine to her room? She'll be in the room next to Sister Mary. Oh dear, what was your second name?
Oh, Mary.
No dear, your second name.
Mary.
It's Sister Mary Mary, Mother Superior.
Sister Mary Catherine will be in the room next to Sister Mary Mary, and then bring Philomena back in here. Oh, no, I mean back in here. I need to speak with you both, please.
Yes, Mother Superior.
You wanted to see us, Mother Superior?
Oh, yes, sisters. We have caught ourselves a deceiver.
Who, Mother Superior?
Sister Mary Catherine. Oh, she looks so innocent and so pure, but I could tell the moment I saw her she is the spy that was sent from Rome. Did you see how nervous she was? She's obviously hiding something. Now, we mustn't tell her anything. We can't let her find out that it's only the 3 of us here. Well, 4 now with Sister Mary Mary. Now, Augusta, I want you to tail her around. Report back to me anything you see that's suspicious in nature.
But Mother, I don't have time.
Well, what do you mean? You and Sister Philomena are almost finished with the sewing.
But we were going to see see George. We haven't talked to George yet.
Nonsense. You may speak with him later. This is important. Sister Philomena, I want you to keep her occupied. Take her on a tour, take her into town, just keep her busy.
But Mother Superior, I
We
really
must keep her too exhausted to be able to spy. Oh, it is such a shame that Sister Mary would come to our convent in such a time as deceit. Oh.
I guess we'll have to do these robes when she's sleeping. And do the grapes as well.
It's already so late. We won't get any sleep at all.
Do you want them to close down the convent?
Well, no.
So just go. Tell George he needs to finish picking the grapes, and I'll go make sure Mary Catherine isn't snooping around.
I just know this is God's way of punishing us for lying.
Paul, the coast is clear.
Oh, hello. You must be the new sister. I'm Father Chenille. I'm the priest at the local parish.
Oh, hello, Father.
My, it was rather formal where you came from, wasn't it? Hey, perhaps you can help me. It's a high holy day tomorrow, and I seem to have ripped my cassock. I was wondering if you'd be able to mend it for me.
Oh, wouldn't it be easier to take it to a seamstress, Father?
Sister, you're a seamstress.
Yes, I am that. You know what? I will just put this here and get to it a little later tonight.
It's such a small tear. I don't suppose you could fix it for me now. I have a sunrise service in the morning.
Certainly I could. It's just a small tear.
So how do you like the convent so far? Rather small, but they do really good for the community. Sister Philomena and Sister Augusta go into town every week with their grape juice, and it seems to brighten up the spirits of every soul in town. I don't know how this convent has remained open with such little money coming in, but I suppose the sisters are thrifty, having some trouble.
Can't thread the stupid needle. I've never been any good at this.
Oh, you're joking. I'm well aware that Cardinal Redding sends only those divinely gifted in the art of sewing to this convent. What? This?
Almost got it.
Well, I'll be. It's my own magician's trunk. I haven't seen this in years.
There we go.
I'll be right back. I need to get a few things from the kitchen.
What were you saying about the trunk?
Oh, Sister Mary, I've been overwhelmed with guilt since we last spoke. You will keep what I told you about being a novice this secret, won't you? They'll send me back if they find out, but I feel certain God wants me here.
Sister Mary Catherine, don't worry. No one will ever know that you're not really a nun.
Thank you. Good night, sister.
Sister Augusta.
Don't worry, Sister Mary. Mother Superior knows all about Sister Mary Catherine. She's asked me to keep an eye out for her to make sure she doesn't get in trouble. So, it's a shame deceiving nuns like that.
Yeah, imagine.
I used to be quite the amateur magician. Perfectly solid swords, perfectly solid box, and yet, abracadabra!
What are you doing?
Amazing your senses! Abracadabra! What's wrong, sisters? Just a parlor trick?
Well, Paul.
Who's Paul?
Paul is the patron true.
Amen.
Amen.
My, you sisters really go above and beyond, blessing a simple rib scene.
Here you go, Father.
You must be tired from your trip. Perhaps there's a robe I can borrow from the High Holy Closet.
Oh, no. Don't ruin that, Father. Why don't you just get yourself a cup of tea, and I will have this all mended before your water even starts to boil.
You sure it's not an inconvenience?
Oh, no. Nope. What are you wearing?
Well, I heard him rushing over, so I panicked to put this on. Now, come on, we need to figure out a plan and get out of here.
Okay, but let me just fix this first. I don't want to blow my cover. Whoa! Where'd you learn that? I thought you said your mother died when you were young.
I'm full of surprises. What about you? Aren't all girls supposed to know how to sew?
I told you, I flunked home ec. All 5 times.
Well, anyway, let's just give this back to him. And then
Sister
we'll...
Mary, I'm having trouble finding the, Oh, hello, Father.
Hello, Father.
I'm Father Chenille.
I'm Father Paul.
And what brings you to Shady Glen, Father Paul?
Well, I came to visit, that is to say, Sister Mary.
Father Paul is my brother.
Yes, this is my sister,
Yes.
Sister Mary.
Uh-huh.
Mary.
Yep.
And I just came to make sure that she arrived safely.
Yeah.
How very thoughtful. Will you be staying long?
Only a day or so, probably less.
I see. And what parish do you work at?
It's kind of hard to say.
He sorts of floats around.
I go where they need me.
Oh, I see. A Jesuit.
Here you go, Father.
Such splendid sewing! Now I can see why you were brought to this order. Hey, perhaps you and your brother, the father, would like to join me for tea, Sister Mary.
Oh,
I have an entire kettle heating.
We
That
were
would be
just
lovely.
leaving.
nonsense, Paul. We have time for a cup of tea with Father Chenille. Besides, I'd love to ask him a few questions.
Questions?
Oh, yes, I am so curious about this convent.
But Mary.
Paul?
You two run ahead. I need to remind Reverend Mother about services tomorrow. Mother Superior! Mother Superior!
Father Chenille, what a pleasant surprise.
I'm in crisis, Mother Superior, crisis.
What is it?
Cardinal Redding is trying to get rid of me. He sent a young priest by the name of Father Paul to replace me.
Oh, what are you talking about?
I just met him. He's the brother of Sister Mary. Perhaps that's why she was sent here, to pave the way for her brother, the father, to take over my parish.
Oh, I can't believe any of this is true.
Well, surely you've heard the rumors. Rome sending out spies, checking things out.
Well, I thought that only applied to convents.
Well, why stop there? I know my little church doesn't make a lot of money. I try to get the congregation to open up their hearts and their wallets. But I can only do so much. I'm only one man.
Father, we don't know any of this for certain.
If only there was a way to find out why Father Paul suddenly arrived like this. Mother Superior, can you help me?
Oh, I have problems of my own, I'm afraid.
What is it?
Sister Mary Catherine, the one with the shifty eyes. She's the spy that was sent from Rome.
Another spy? First Father Paul, now Sister Mary Catherine. What is this world coming to?
Ah, hello, Mother. Hello, Father. I was looking for Sister Augusta.
She's helping Sister Mary get settled. I'll tell her you're looking for her.
Thank you, Reverend Mother.
Wait a minute. George,
Yes, Father?
may I ask a favor of you?
Certainly, Father.
There's a young priest here by the name of Father Paul. I can't explain what I'm about to ask you, only that it would mean a great deal to me if you would comply. I need you to spy on Father Paul.
Spy, Father?
The fate of the entire church is in your hands. Here's what I want you to do.
I cannot believe I fell asleep in my oatmeal. Mother Superior must think I'm narcoleptic.
I don't know why you're so tired. I'm the one who had to press and bottle all the you-know-what. No thanks to you.
Oh, I spent the night in Sister Mary Catherine's room putting subconscious thoughts into her head. It was in a book I read last month. This woman wanted to stop smoking, so she made this recording she played while she slept. Stop smoking. Stop smoking. And so the next day, she gave up cigarettes.
But Mary Catherine doesn't smoke.
Well, I know. I wanted her to expose herself as a spy. So I snuck into her room, and all night I said, confess, confess, confess.
Did it work?
We'll find out this morning.
Well, we finished, and that's the important thing. Now remember, the bottles with the red labels are the you-know-what, and the ones with the white labels are the real grape juice.
Red labels, you know what. White labels, grape juice. Got it.
And I put the white bottle labels on the very edge of the shelf, the two bottles we spoke about. That way we can grab those first.
Yes.
Now, the whole pressing room smells like you-know-what. So we need to keep Mother Superior out of there this morning, if we can help it, or at least until I get a chance to get in there and clean it up.
Well, I'm going to go ask George to pick up those bottles from town.
Well, shouldn't we go? What if he looks in the box?
Oh, but we have all these robes to finish. And besides, George will be fine. He's very trustworthy.
Good morning, sisters.
George!
What are you wearing? That's sacrilege!
No, it's a cassock.
George, why are you dressed like that?
Father Schneels put me on a secret mission. Oh, from now on, I'm Father George.
Father George?
Oh, until he tells me to be groundskeeper George again.
But I don't understand.
I can't explain it all just yet. Just remember, I'm Father George.
All right. Well, anyway, George, Father George, we have a favor to ask of you.
Yes, there are some bottles in town. I need you to go pick those up for us today.
Well, I don't know. Father Chenille told me to stay here all day.
Oh, please, George, we'd go ourselves, but we have to finish all the sewing.
Yes, it's very important we get those bottles today.
Well, Father Paul was still asleep in my cabin when I left this morning. Maybe if I go now, I can be back before he's up.
Oh, thank you, George. Father George.
Good morning, sisters.
Good morning, Mary Catherine.
Is something wrong, sister?
How are you feeling this morning? Is there anything you'd like to tell us?
What do you mean?
Oh, anything to confess?
Actually, there is.
I knew it!
I drank the last of the grape juice at breakfast this morning.
Is that all?
And I'm sorry. Listen, sisters, may I ask you something? Is this building very old?
No. Why?
I heard strange noises all last night. I thought maybe it was the building settling.
Noises? What kind of noises?
I know this sounds silly, but they sounded almost human, like a voice telling me the strangest things.
Oh, what kind of strange thing? Like what?
They just kept saying, confess, confess, confess.
Oh, well, maybe you have a secret on your heart. Maybe there's something that you have to confess.
I think I'll take my sewing outdoors today.
Oh.
I'd like some quiet time to
Oh,
reflect.
I'll go with you.
I don't mean to be impolite, sister, but I'd like to go alone.
Oh, we could be alone together. Confess.
How's the sewing going, sister?
Oh, we're just about finished. But Mother Superior! Where are you going?
In the pressing room, we've run out of juice.
Oh, I'll get you some.
Nonsense, dear. You need to keep sewing.
Oh, but the pressing room is a terrible, terrible mess.
Well, I'm just retrieving bottles, not photographing it. Unless there's some other reason you don't want me to go in here.
Okay. Get the bottles with the white labels. They're more of what you're looking for.
All right.
Mother Superior! What happened?
It's all right. Some bottles fell off of the shelf. Could you please go get the mop and bucket and help clean up the shattered glass?
Mother Superior, I told you to grab the bottles with the white labels.
Well, the ones with the white labels are the ones that fell off the shelf. Someone put them dangerously close to the edge. Oh, dear, well, the mop and bucket is in the kitchen. Now, would you put these away, get that, and come back and clean up the mess before it stains? I've spilled a little on my gown, and I want to wash it off.
You look awful.
Paul, do you know the last time I woke up at 4:30 in the morning? Never. That's when.
All right. It's just like we agreed. Let's look around, ask a few questions, figure out nothing's going on, and then leave, right?
I still don't know why you're so nervous about this.
Look at me. Do you know how many rosaries I'm going to have to say for impersonating a priest?
You know, you look pretty good in uniform.
Really? It does make me look fat.
Oh, no. It accentuates your broad shoulders.
Yeah, well, I've been working out every now and then with the fellas after work, and, I've been putting in some... That's not fun, Sally. Come on, let's get out of here.
Okay. I'm gonna go check on Sister Augusta and Sister Mary Catherine. You check on Mother Superior and Sister Philomena. We'll meet back here in an hour, trade notes, and figure out a plan from there.
All right, let's go.
George, where are you?
Oh, George, you're back with the bottles all ready. Oh. Hi, Father Schneel.
So I take it you've been informed about Father George then?
Yes, Father.
Well, have you seen him this morning? I've been looking for him everywhere.
Well, he ran into town to run a quick errand. He'll be back very soon.
But he's supposed to be here looking after Father Paul. Never mind. He's just supposed to be here is all.
Oh, there's tea in the kitchen if you'd like to wait for him there, Father.
I would indeed.
bad mess, and the whole place smells like. I don't want you stepping on any glass. I'll clean it up myself.
All right, sister. Oh, Father Paul. I trust your accommodations with Father George were acceptable?
Yes, quite fine.
Oh, good. We want your stay here to be comfortable. I see you missed breakfast, but there's still some tea left if you'd like.
No thanks. No thank you.
Father, may I ask you a rather odd question?
Of course, Mother.
Can you tell when someone's lying?
I beg your pardon?
Well, in confession, you see sinners all the time. Suppose someone had committed a very great sin. They had dressed up as a member of the clergy in order to spy on someone. Would you be able to tell that just by looking?
I don't know what you are referring to.
I believe I have that gift. I can spot a phony right away.
I don't know what you mean.
Father, may I be frank with you? We have a deceiver in our midst.
What?
You're stuttering.
I'm a deceiver.
Imagine Sister Mary's audacity to lie in a house of charity.
Oh, so you know about Sister Mary then?
Yes, I fear that Sister Mary Catherine is the spy that is sent from Rome.
Mary Catherine?
Yes, she arrived last night.
Mary Catherine.
Father, as much as I abhor myself for what I'm about to ask you, I must, for the good of the convent.
What do you want me to do?
Dress yourself as a nun.
What?
Yes, I need you to spy on Sister Mary Catherine. I need someone to report back to me what she is doing. And she's met everyone else. You're the only one she hasn't met. Oh, Father, the future of the Sisters of Perpetual Sowing is in your hands.
But weren't you just saying, isn't that deceitful?
No. What I said, what she is doing is deceitful. She's a lay person dressing as clergy. You are clergy dressing as clergy. Oh, please, Father, you are our only hope. Please, Father. Oh, yeah, here's someone. Quick, hide.
No. But I don't want to do this.
Please, Father. Please, Father.
No.
Oh, I beg of you.
No.
Please, Father.
No.
Please.
No.
Please.
No.
Please. Oh, Father, what about the orphans? Without us, there will be no charity for them.
Orphans?
Yes, Father, in addition to our sewing, we do charity fundraisers to raise money for the orphans. Oh, please, Father.
I didn't know about the orphans. Of course I'll help.
Oh, good. Hide in the high holy closet. We'll find you a wimple and a veil. I'll get my sewing kit and I'll come right back and fit it to you. Now, don't let anyone see you. Discretion is imperative.
Hello? You must be Sister Philomena, right?
Yes. I was wondering who Mother Superior was down here speaking to.
Yes, did you hear what we were talking about?
No, why?
No reason. I just should probably go and pray or something. And, you should go empty that bucket. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Father.
See you later.
All right.
guess I'll just go back to Father George's then.
Okay. Oh, my mom.
Oh, Father Chenille, I need to speak with you.
Can it wait? I'm in desperate need to find Father George.
God is speaking to me.
What?
It's a divine miracle. I hear voices. Last night, God told me to confess. And this morning, he said please.
Really?
But then, oh, Father, I also heard his voice.
Whose?
His!
His? What did he say?
Well, God kept saying, confess, confess, please, please. And the devil kept saying, no, no. Oh, it's as if they're fighting for my very soul.
Are you certain perhaps you only thought you...
I heard those voices with my own 2 ears. Oh, Father, what should I do?
Well, is there something you need to confess? Is something burdening your heart? Perhaps that's why you thought you heard his voice.
Yes, there's something I need to confess right away.
Well, you'll have to find Father Paul, I'm afraid. He can take your confession. I must find Father George.
Yes, I'll confess to Father Paul. Who's Father Paul? Oh, Father!
Excuse me?
I need to make a confession quickly before it's too late.
Oh, but I'm not. I've got to deliver these bottles to Sister Philomena and Sister Augusta.
My eternal soul is in peril.
I would if I could, but honestly, I am not qualified to. Maybe not a formal confession. Perhaps we can just go outside and talk?
Yes, Father, I'd like that.
Say, you look kind of familiar. Have we met before?
I don't think so.
What's this? Oh, it's worse than the sisters led me to believe. Why, there must be a dozen bottles in here, all empty. Oh, George is a you-know-what-aholic. I only hope they were able to get to him in time. Oh.
Mother Superior.
Oh, right, sorry.
Mother Superior! Mother Superior! Mother Superior!
What is it, Augusta?
Mary Catherine, she just went outside with George to make a confession.
Oh, good. Well, give her some time alone, and then when she's finished, resume following her.
She went outside with George to make a confession.
So you said.
Father George.
Oh, dear, he's not really a priest.
I know.
Well, stop them.
How?
I don't know. Just do it.
But how?
We'll have to follow through.
Please know, Father, that I'm not a prude, but I was shocked at seeing Sister Mary and Sister Paula kissing like that.
Well, as Mother Superior explained, Sister Paula is from France.
I suppose they do greet people differently over there. I wonder if that's why it's called a French kiss.
Oh no, a French kiss is with tongue. I mean, I've heard in the confession. I don't really know myself. I'm a priest.
I just hope Sister Paula doesn't greet all of us that way.
Sister Mary Catherine, may I ask you something? Something personal?
Certainly, Father.
Have you ever been in love?
What do you mean?
I mean, in your past, before you became a nun, was there someone to whom you felt the least bit of attraction?
Why, yes, there was. At the orphanage I grew up in, there was a groundskeeper who had a son, a beautiful young man with whom I was quite smitten. He used to read books on his break, Tolstoy and Shakespeare and Bronte.
Charlotte or Emily?
Oh, both. I used to watch him for hours on end, but I was too shy to ever talk to him. Then one day he was gone. A new groundskeeper came and I never knew what happened to that boy. But I've always felt in my heart that if he were to ever return to me, I'd know what it was like to be in love once more. It's a silly memory, Father. Why do you ask?
No, it's not a silly memory at all. The boy, did you ever know his name?
No, but he had his initials monogrammed on his shirt. GD. If you try to pronounce it, it almost sounds like God.
Perhaps that boy is still out there looking for you. Perhaps he always knew he was being watched because he was always watching you too. Perhaps he remains a groundskeeper to this very day, searching every window for signs of that lovely young girl.
Perhaps, but I suppose I'll never know for certain. Besides, it's too late now. I'm a nun. Almost.
Almost?
Father, there's something I've wanted to confess to you. I'm not really a nun.
You're not. That's wonderful. I mean, what do you mean?
Well, I'm just a novice. Cardinal Redding has allowed me to come here since I'm so skilled at sewing. But I'm not supposed to tell anyone. I've been plagued with guilt ever since I arrived. I feel sacrilegious wearing these garments before I've officially taken my vows.
I've got something to confess to you as well. I'm not really a priest. What? I've only been telling you I was.
What?
Oh, Father Chenille put me up to it. He told me to spy on Father Paul. He thinks he's been sent to take over the parish. I'm supposed to spy on him and report everything I see. So you see, I'm not really a priest.
Then who are you?
I'm the groundskeeper.
The groundskeeper, but I just gave you a confession.
I know, and it was just wonderful.
Oh, so you're just pretending to be a priest? You're a sick man.
Oh, but I only did it because Father Chenille put me up to it.
I don't care. You should have never agreed to it.
You don't understand, Mary Catherine.
I trusted you with my most private secret. I thought you were bound by the church to keep my confession confidential. But now you'll tell everyone.
No, I won't. I swear.
How do I know that's not just another lie?
Mary Catherine.
Oh, you're perverse. You and Father Chenille both.
Did I hear my name?
Shame on you. You.
What was that all about?
She knows I'm not a priest.
You told her? It was supposed to be a secret. Well, as long as she doesn't go telling anyone. Now, what have you found out about Father Paul?
I haven't got time for that now, Father. I've got to go convince Mary Catherine not to become a nun.
She's already in. Oh, never mind. Mother Superior.
Yes, Father Chenille?
I trust you're feeling better.
Oh, fully revived, Father.
Good. So I don't suppose you'd mind telling me what in heaven's name is going on? Who's Sister Paula? Where did she come from? Is she the spy sent by Rome?
No, of course not.
How can you be certain?
Well, she's my sister.
You have a sister?
Yes, my sister is also a sister. She's in town for a few days.
Quite a coincidence, your sister knowing Sister Mary Mary.
Yes, she's French.
Who, Sister Mary Mary?
No, my sister, Sister Paula. That's why she kissed Sister Mary Mary like that.
But you're not French!
No, but I was. I grew out of it.
I don't understand.
I'm afraid I don't either, really.
Well, regardless. Have you seen Father Paul around? I've been looking for him all day. I'd like to ask him if he'd say afternoon mass with me. You know what they say? Keep your enemies close.
Oh, I'm sure he's around here somewhere.
Well, if you see him, send him to me at the church.
Oh, will do.
Oh, and Mother,
Yes, Father?
I expect I'll see you at confession tomorrow.
Oh, I expect you will, Father. Father Paul, I must speak with you at once.
Can you please call me Sister Paula while I'm dressed like this? I don't want anybody to know, and then I'll have to make another lie.
Very well. Sister Paula, your discovery has forced me to commit a very grave sin. I have lied to a priest. But let me inform you, to save you embarrassment, I have created circumstances. You are my sister. You're French. And you kiss everyone like that when you first meet them.
I do.
I know not everyone is above reproach in this matter, but what in heaven's name were you doing kissing Sister Mary like that?
What was I doing? Kissing Sister Mary Mary? Like that? I can't focus while you're looking at me like that. Can you please, turn around for a moment, please? I wasn't actually kissing Sister Mary Mary.
But I saw you with my own eyes.
You only think you saw us kissing. In fact, Sister Mary is plagued with allergies. When she was young, she almost died from a bee sting, anaphylactic shock. Then, this morning, a bee stung her on her lip. I came in and saw her gasping for air and immediately knew what was going on. So I rushed over to her and in an attempt to save her life, tried to suck the stinger out of her lip. Then, while I was sucking on her lip, we tried to move into the pressing room to look for a phone to call an ambulance, but there wasn't one around. So we kept moving from the pressing room, and suddenly the shock of everybody screaming pumped up her adrenaline and worked the poison out of her system, thus saving her life.
I didn't know. Why didn't you say something?
She gets embarrassed about her condition, and she didn't want to make a bad impression.
Oh, the poor dear.
Yes, it's awful.
Oh, how wonderful it was that you were there to save her.
Yes, of course.
Sister Philomena? The Superior. Sister Mary has locked herself in her room. She won't come out.
She must be horribly embarrassed. Tell her it's all right. And tell her, invite her to tea with us later.
Oh, I've tried everything. Nothing seems to be working. She's very distraught. I'm afraid she might do something drastic.
Perhaps I should speak with her myself. You get back to your sewing, and I'll see you later, Father. Sister Paula.
France has some very interesting customs.
Yes. Yes, it does.
I should like to visit there someday. What a wonderful way to say hello.
Oh, thank God.
I thought you were locked in your room.
I crawled out the window. What are we gonna do now? Our cover was almost blown.
Well, actually, I did some quick thinking and told Mother Superior that I was trying to suck a bee stinger out of your lip. I told her you were allergic.
She bought that?
Would a priest lie? Now listen, there's nothing that I've seen here that tells me anybody associated with this convent is making wine. So let's leave.
Are you kidding me? What about that pressing room? Do you actually think they're making grape juice in there?
Who cares, Sally? Let's just tell the chief that there's nothing here and leave. I mean, look at me. I'm a reporter, dressed like a priest, dressed like a nun. Let's leave before this gets more ridiculous.
Wait. Why did you kiss me?
Oh, well, it was the rush. I was flustered.
Felt like something more than that.
Well, it wasn't, okay? I mean, you said that the best thing that ever happened to our relationship was us breaking up.
So you're sure it was accidental? Just the heat of the moment?
Trust me, when I dream about us kissing, we're not both dressed like nuns.
Dream about kissing me?
Not enough time, Sally.
Paul!
All right. Yes, I dream about you. I think about you a lot. All the time, in fact, and I told myself that if you ever told me you'd love me again, I'd whisk you away to Vegas before you had a chance to change your mind. Do you think it's just a coincidence that the chief assigns us the same stories? I told him to. I can't imagine a day in my life without you in it. Sally, there's actually something that I've been meaning to ask you. Well, ask you again, actually, but I've been too scared. Will you?
You hear something? Oh, I think she'll find out. I'm so nervous about all
There's
of this.
nothing to be nervous about. Just go to George's cabins and get any bottles of grape juice that George has. And we'll replace those with the you-know-what that Mother Superior put in the kitchen this morning.
But what if
Go, just go. I'll go make sure that no one is gonna take those bottles for lunch.
Peter!
All right. You go find out what is for sure in those bottles in the kitchen. I'll tell Mother Superior that I'm done playing Sister Paula. Then make an excuse for Father Paul to go back to his parish so I can spy in my own clothes again.
I'll meet you back here in 10 minutes.
All right, go. Oh. Now. Where's my tie?
Mary Catherine, please. You have to stop and just listen to me.
There's nothing you can say that's of any interest to me.
I'm sorry.
I don't believe you.
I didn't mean it.
I don't care.
I love you.
What did you just say?
I love you. I've loved you ever since the first day that we met.
We only met this morning.
Sister Mary Catherine, it's me, George Donnelly, the son of the groundskeeper, G.D.
George?
Yes, it's me.
I thought you looked familiar, but I couldn't remember from where.
Now we found each other again.
It's a miracle.
I wanted to tell you before, but I had to make sure it was really you.
And did you love me, George, as much as I loved you?
I have loved you every day since.
Oh, George.
Oh, Mary Catherine. Wait, you sure you're not a nun?
I'm not a nun.
Hallelujah.
And you're not really a priest.
I'm not a priest.
Amen.
Ow! Sister Mary Catherine!
Sister Augusta.
Sister.
Sister Augusta?
Mother Superior!
Sister Mary Catherine?
Mother Superior.
George?
Father?
Mother Superior?
Father Chenille?
Father George. Sister Mary Catherine.
Sister Mary.
George!
Sister Philomena.
Philomena?
Mother Superior.
Philomena!
Sister Augusta. Cardinal Redding.
Cardinal Redding.
My children!
How is it possible that we didn't even know he was coming?
Well, perhaps Cardinal Redding sent a telegram and George forgot to give it to us. It's happened before, you know.
Father Chenille is to blame for all of this. If he hadn't convinced George to pretend to be a priest, then George wouldn't have forgotten things like delivering telegrams, and none of this would have happened. Oh, I wish we had more time to prepare a proper reception for Cardinal Redding.
Yes, and it's too bad that Sister Paula left this afternoon.
It was rather strange that she left without even saying goodbye, just that note in the kitchen.
Oh, I'm sure she had things to do.
No, still, it makes me wonder.
Wonder what?
Is it possible That Sister Paula was the spy?
Nonsense. Sister Mary is the spy sent from Rome.
How can you be so sure?
I just am. Let's leave it at that. Now, less chatter and more work. I want you to get back to the kitchen and work on the appetizers. Sister Philomena, I want you to remain behind. Sister Philomena, what was in that box that you brought in here earlier today?
The box, Mother Superior?
Yes, the cardboard box that made the sound of shattering glass.
Oh, those were just grape juice bottles.
From where?
From George's cabin.
What were you doing with juice from George's cabin?
Well,
Answer me, sister. Why did you take his juice?
I needed it to replace the bottles in the kitchen.
What's wrong with the bottles in the kitchen? Answer me. I asked you a question. Tell me this instant.
It's not grape juice, Mother Superior, it's wine. Oh, yes, wine. Oh, we knew. Sister Augusta and I have secretly been making wine all these years and selling it to the locals, and we knew you would stop us if you found out. And so we've been lying to you all this time. Oh, we're horrible, disgusting liars.
How did the wine in our kitchen become? How did it happen?
Well, if there were any other way to save the convent, we would have done it, but there wasn't. We were only selling so many bottles of juice. But then when we started selling the wine, it was a miracle. They were buying it by the case. And we were going to stop at some point, but it turned out that it was the only way to earn enough money to save the convent. Oh, please forgive me. This would all be so much easier if only I were able to lie. Oh.
After Cardinal Redding leaves, I will dole out punishment for both you and Sister Augusta. But in the meantime, tell no one. We can't have that sneaky little spy, Sister Mary Catherine, finding out. One word to Rome and they will close us down immediately. Do you understand?
Yes, Mother Superior.
Get back to the kitchen and take care of that. Oh.
You will forget what I just told you. You will forget what I just told you.
Saints forgive us. Oh. Oh, and I suppose you're French too.
I beg your pardon, Mother Superior?
Kissing Sister Mary Catherine like that? And in front of Cardinal Redding.
But she's not.
Oh, save your breath, George. I know she's not a nun.
You do?
I know that Sister Mary Catherine was a spy sent from Rome to spy on us and report back.
Begging your pardon, Mother Superior, but don't you find it odd how Father Paul looks like Cardinal Redding?
I hadn't noticed.
Hadn't noticed? They could be twins!
Well, I suppose I do bear some resemblance.
It's more than just a resemblance. And besides, we never actually see the two of them together.
What Sister Mary did, she said that Father Paul was taking a nap in your cabin when Cardinal Redding arrived.
Still.
What are you saying, George? That Father Paul dressed up like Cardinal Redding?
Not at all, Mother Superior. I'm saying that maybe Cardinal Redding dressed up like Father Paul. Maybe Cardinal Redding is a spy!
Oh, that's preposterous. To think that Rome would send someone as prestigious as a cardinal to spy on us?
Maybe not.
Now listen, George. When they get back here, I don't want you spouting off any of this crazy nonsense. Oh, that would just be incredibly insulting.
Yes, Mother Superior.
Now, I'm going back to the kitchen to work on the food. I need you to pour the punch.
Yes, Mother Superior. George did that. Everything around here. A little bland. Maybe if I add some juice from the pressing room. Aha. Yep, that's it. Oh, much better. Ah, this juice makes all the difference.
George, oh, George, what are we going to do?
What do you mean?
We were caught kissing. I can't lie anymore. I've got to tell Mother Superior everything.
Don't get so worked up. Have some punch.
No, thank you. Oh, George, this wasn't at all how things were supposed to go.
I know. You look thirsty.
No, thank you. I didn't know what to do, so I just ran off and prayed. Now I know I've got to tell Mother Superior I'm really still a novice.
Okay, but whatever you say. Are you sure you don't want any punch? It's so good.
No, thank you. I'm going to go find Mother Superior right away. Wish me luck, George.
Good luck. You know, I've got to get the. I have got to get the recipe for this punch.
I must say, that was one of the more interesting masses I've ever attended, Cardinal Redding. Before your sermon, I didn't realize Moses even had a dog.
Yes, well, it was a St. Bernard, actually, and was responsible for putting out the fire in the burning bush.
And the way you sort of crammed all those songs and prayers together, your mass only took 10 minutes.
Well, that's because I was flustered from all that happened this evening.
Quite understandable. I don't want you to think that what you saw is at all tolerated. I assure you that this is a chaste and pure convent, and whatever you witnessed between Sister Mary Catherine and George was completely shocking to us as well.
As it should be. And I suppose I'll just go walk around, check if there aren't any infractions or anything. Maybe talk to Sister Mary.
Certainly, Cardinal Redding. Certainly. Ah, lunch. Quite tasty. Quite tasty indeed.
Father Chenille, where's Cardinal Redding?
He's around here somewhere. This is really good punch.
Well, thank you.
No, I mean, it's really good.
Thank you. Could you please help me with some appetizers in the kitchen?
It was one thing when I was pretending to be a priest. It was another when I was pretending to be a nun. But a cardinal? Sally, this is the last straw.
Paul, just buy me one more hour. I'm gonna sneak into that pressing room, check it out. I think we found our secret winery.
I don't care anymore, Sally. Listen, these nuns are nice people, and they aren't hurting anybody. And I'm not going to turn them in just to get better writing assignments.
Look, Paul, we're so close.
Sally, let's go.
I want to go into that pressing room first.
Now, Sally.
What's wrong with you? This is our big break. We get this? We're serious journalists. No more fluff pieces. No more sitting around in the bullpen listening to them laughing at us behind our backs. If we get this, we'll finally be up there with the big boys. Don't you want that?
Not if it means hurting people.
Those nuns? Nothing is going to happen to those nuns. Oh, except, of course, they'll be $500,000 richer.
Sally, look, I'm talking about us. Don't let another story get in between us.
Is that what this is about?
That Dylan story broke us up. I've spent the last year working day in and day out, hoping that one day you'd wake up and realize what a mistake you've made. I love you, Sally. There. I said it. I love you. You're more important to me than anything else in this world. I didn't go after that Dylan story because nothing, not success or the front page or even a Pickering Award, matters more to me than you do. You're my front page news. Listen, Sally. I've only ever asked one thing from you. That's your hand in marriage. But I need to ask one more thing. Let's let these nice people be and go home.
Paul, I do care about you. Very much. But I've got to get this story.
Cardinal Redding, let me tell you once again how thrilled the Sisters of Perpetual Sewing are that you are visiting us today. It's only a shame that the others are away on retreat and couldn't be here to meet you.
Let me propose a toast. To Cardinal Redding, a blessing on his visit and a blessing on his health. Cheers.
Sisters! A word. What on earth have you done?
I have no idea, Mother.
Do you realize you've fed you-know-what to a cardinal?
George must have gone into the pressing room.
You know what, Father Chenille? This is really good punch.
Well, stop him before he drinks another one.
Oh, Cardinal Redding, the juice in this punch has gone bad. Let me get you something else to drink.
Nonsense. This is fine.
Oh, no, really, it's not very good.
You gotta be kidding. This is the best punch I've ever tasted.
I agree. Here's a trick from my days as an amateur magician. I will make this punch disappear. Cardinal Redding, let me pour you another glass. Sister Augusta, what is the meaning of this?
You will forget about the punch. You will forget about the punch.
Can't a man sleep in peace?
George, what are you doing down there?
Trying to take a nap? I've been working like a dog all week. Getting bottles and picking grapes and dressing like a priest. Oh, I love Cardinal Redding.
George, that's enough. You get on back to your cabin right now.
No! I'm saying right here, I am not leaving without Mary Catherine.
Oh, what on earth has happened to everyone?
Well. Look what I found here.
George, have you been drinking in the pressing room?
No, I've been drinking out here.
This isn't George's, Mother Superior. It's yours.
Oh, but we had to. There's only 3 of us here. Oh, we're horrible, disgusting liars. Please forgive us.
Big mouth.
What is he talking about?
This is proof that the Sisters of Perpetual Sewing have been making and selling wine for years.
Oh, please forgive us, Cardinal Redding. I was afraid if you knew it was just the 3 of us, you would close us down. We figured that's why you sent Sister Mary Catherine here to spy on us.
What? I'm not a spy.
Well, of course you are, dear.
No, really, I'm not even a nun. I'm still a novice. Cardinal Redding has allowed me to come here until I take my vows next month. But I'm not going to take them anymore. I've fallen in love with George. Oh, it's all right. Since I'm not really a nun, there's no sin involved.
Cardinal Redding, I can't explain any of this to you.
He's not Cardinal Redding.
He's not?
No. Cardinal Redding is 80 and Japanese with an iPad. I don't know who he is. Sister Paul!
Actually, it's Paul. I'm a reporter for the Times, and I was sent here to investigate a local underground winery.
And you, Sister Mary Mary?
Sally Andrews. I work with Paul.
And I was so certain.
I know, but that does not change the fact that you've been making and selling wine to the locals for years. This is my front page story.
Sally,
My ticket to the big time.
don't.
Look, Paul, you may want to squander this opportunity, but I do not. I'm sorry. I really am.
Well, I suppose there's nothing to do now but wait for Rome to come and close us down. I can't believe you do this to us.
I'm sorry, Mother Superior. I really am.
Should have known you were a phony. You always seem so nervous around me, stuttering like those boys I used to teach at St. Julius de Orange High School.
St. Julius de Orange? Sister Margaret?
Paul Redding?
But you, it really is you? I can't believe it.
Oh, Paul Redding, I should have known.
Wait, so you remember me after all these years?
Of course I do. I remember all the troublemakers. And besides, you remind me a lot about my late husband.
Mother Superior, you were married?
I was a widow before I became a nun. I had 2 children, twins, a little boy and a little girl. Their late father, oh, may he rest in peace, liked you know what a little too much. One night when we were traveling in the south of France, he crashed our car into a telephone pole. I woke up 2 days later in a Catholic hospital. I asked them what had happened to my family, but speaking no English, they tried to tell me, but I couldn't understand. But by the look in their eyes, I knew exactly what had happened. My entire family had been killed in the car crash. And to this day, that's why I cannot utter the word associated with Satan's tonic. It's just too painful.
France? Where in France?
Oh, you've never heard of it. A small town called...
Koju Kashmir.
Oh, how do you know?
I was found outside of a boys' orphanage from a town called Koju Kashmir.
And I was found on the doorstep of a girls' orphanage outside Kotu Kashmir.
How old are you?
24. And you?
24. My birthday is on
April 11th. Brother!
Sister!
Children! Oh, it's a miracle!
I can't believe it. I have so many questions. What was father like? Was he smart?
Oh, very.
Was he handsome?
Very.
What did he do for a living?
Oh, he was a salesman. Oh, very successful in his line of work. He sold...
Bedspreads.
How did you know?
Chenille bedspreads. The accident altered my face, but never my heart. Papa! Family!
But Lawrence, I thought you were dead.
I asked them not to tell you I survived. I couldn't face you after the accident, Margaret. I had to get myself sober and start all over. I was no good for you. I was a bad husband and a bad father. So I did what any amateur magician would do. I made myself disappear. I came to America and started anew. I got our marriage annulled, and that's when I found my calling. I began training for my ordination. that very night. And then, years later, when they assigned me to this parish and I found you again, I felt like it was the hand of God bringing us back together again. But I just couldn't bring myself to ever tell you the truth. That's why I was so upset when I thought Father Paul was taking over the parish. I couldn't bear the thought of leaving you again.
Oh, Lawrence!
I can't do it. I can't go through with it. Paul, you were right. I left you at the altar because I was too afraid to depend on someone else. But when I walked up there without you, I felt like the loneliest girl in the world. I love you. There! I said it too. I love you.
Sally, let me introduce you. Dad, Mom, Sis, this is Sally, my soon-to-be, again, wife.
Paul, what's with all the mom and dad stuff? It's kind of creepy.
Oh, well, this is my father, the father, my mother, the mother, and my sister, the sister. I'll fill you in on the way to Vegas.
Okay.
Vegas!
Yes, I told myself that if Sally ever told me she loved me again, then I would whisk her away to Vegas before she could think.
Why wait for Vegas? You got your old man can do the ceremony now if you want.
Sally, could we? Before another story comes up?
Well, I can't think of a better story to cover than true love conquering all. Except, of course, for a local convent winning $500,000.
What do you mean?
Your local convent is the winner of a $500,000 prize.
$500,000?
That's right. All of our reporters have been looking for you. Our entire staff has been looking for the winners.
We won't be considered insignificant.
We won't have to close our doors! Hallelujah!
Mary Catherine, will you do me the honor
Oh,
of...
yes, George, yes!
Abracalooia! Abracalooia!
A double wedding, glory be!
And we're all set up for the reception.
Hors d'oeuvres and wine for everyone! Mother Superior!
You said
Wine! As it says in Deuteronomy, spend your money on what your heart desires. Oxen, sheep, wine, strong drink, whatever your heart craves. And eat it there before the Lord your God and rejoice, you and your family.
Hey!